moments with you, I want to bring to the stage one of my good friends, Dean Trudeau. Dean has been leading our Credit Union League as our board chair over the last year. He has been an amazing friend and amazing partner as we move the league forward year after year. So you may know Dean, that is the CEO of Public Service Credit Union. He's also our board chair and my dear friend. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dean Trudeau. I got you. Do you want to leave it there? Here, let me help.
Good way to start, huh?
Okay, this is going to be awkward. Here.
How's it? Would that work this way?
Hi, Patty.
Oh, my Lord.
Ignore the straight. You know, it's behind the curtains that I found that this is also amazing what they do, and this is just part of it. You know, being part of it this year, like I said, seeing what goes on behind the curtains, what they pull together here, and I've got to commend the Patty and Janet and Renee, their team, because they really, really do care that everybody gets something out of this event, and that, you know, that you have fun while you're here. So again, I commend you guys. Thank you so much for what you do. Last year was my first year as the MCUL board chair, and it was great to get to know this team and how hard they work. But one of the highlights of being a board chair is being able to see what's going on in the whole credit union movement across the country. This year I had the chance to go to the American Association of Credit Union Leagues, where they had a winter meeting, and I had a chance to represent our league. But I really got to get a good idea of what the national movement is. And I can say that after doing that, seeing what Michigan does and who we bring together and the crowd that we bring together, it's the best in the nation. We are a phenomenal league, and we should be very, very proud of who we are. I also want to mention that we could not do this without the sponsorships that we have. We have so many great sponsors, but our partners in this, TruStage, CRIF, and Synaptic. You guys are our partners in this, and without you, we could not do this event. So thank you so much for what you do. But together we are moving the needle here in Michigan. And I want to thank you all for supporting doing just that. I want to take this morning to talk about some of the progress that we've made in 2023, as well as our focus and our attention going forward. Last year, the Michigan Credit Union movement really concentrated on the mission of meeting our members where they are, not just where we want them to be. So to support that mission, MCUL provided guidance at both the state and the federal levels to remove barriers for credit unions, for our operations, and to protect the interest of consumers. And I think that's something that we really do good, and I don't think, as a group, we appreciate the impact that we truly have on protecting our consumers and our members in this state. And all of you, to aid those efforts, the Michigan Credit Union League donated over $280,000 in federal PAC money contributions and $240,000 in state PACs. Those are some huge numbers for, quite honestly, not that huge a group that, you know, to come up with these kind of dollars. And in addition to that, we donated and raised $160,000 for a stronger financial Michigan. And MCUL's advocacy fund, that is set up to promote the credit union difference with the lawmakers and go against the anti-credit union political efforts that exist out there. Together, we hosted several legislative and chapter events, including legislative breakfasts and events like the MCUL GAC, and that takes place in Lansing, and also America's Credit Unions, that GAC in Washington, D.C. Those are both events where we go in, like for instance in Lansing, we brought in 200 people to our state capitol to hear not from our lawmakers, but more importantly for them to hear from us about the impact we all have on credit unions and the impact that they have on credit unions. And you get their real-time responses, because when you have those conversations, those real-time responses that you get or that conversation is really what makes a difference. And then in DC, we had 160 Michigan credit unions representatives come there, and was made up of professionals and volunteers that went to Washington to represent all of us. So I want to thank everybody that did attend those events, and a special thank you to our young professionals and our first-timers who joined our advocacy efforts in this last year. And if you want to really see a passion, these young professionals and the passions that they have, it really makes you feel about where we're going as an industry. It's phenomenal. So we want to continue to build these relationships and make progress with our key priorities, and we need to continue to grow as a unified front and embrace advocacy throughout each credit union. When I first started in this industry, which I think it was 90 years ago sometimes, but I didn't think that my voice mattered. I didn't think, lawmakers really cared. But once you become engaged, you see immediately the grassroots efforts, that we put forth and the difference that it makes in front of the lawmakers. They are very receptive and want to hear what we have to say because we represent their constituents. And when we can bridge that where our members are their constituents and that we influence our members, it really does make a difference with the lawmakers. It's a real world impact when we can share the stories of our members to the lawmakers and say what the decisions they make have an impact on our members and their constituents. That our voice is heard, and we have to really recognize that we have that strength as an industry. Now, that doesn't mean we always see change immediately when that happens. When you go talk to Congress people, government's slow, but in my nearly 30 years, I've learned that it's about the long game. The seed you plant today, you may not see anything come out of it for a long time, but it does. It does come out eventually at some point. It's about developing the relationships and becoming advocates whom the lawmakers trust, who they can come to and ask questions. So again, the little conversation you have today could turn into something very important down the line. I just encourage you to get involved, get your young people involved in your credit unions. Our young professionals, I say to you, don't wait till we retire. And don't wait till we hand over the keys to the credit unions to you. You can have an impact right now. And the young professionals that are out there, they are making an impact. So what does that mean? That means continuing to come to the big GAC events, working with your credit union leaders to host lawmakers in. They want to come into your credit unions and talk to your staff and to your members. Go to Hike the Hills. Make sure that Patty's team, that you're paying attention to the advocacy calls that Patty does twice a month, or how often do you do it, Patty? But and then the periodicals that come out to talk about what credit unions are doing and where we stand on our issues with lawmakers. It's just making sure you're informed. And I know this also extends to my peers as well. Make sure you are seeking out the young professionals in your organizations, giving them the opportunity to grow and be an active part of the big picture and the movement. It's funny, before we came here, I didn't know how many people were coming from my credit union, and I saw the list and I said, crap, this is a lot of people coming. But I think we have like 6 young professionals, coming. And at first I was concerned about the budget, and I thought, you know what, there can't be a better investment than this. I'm really proud that I have my young professionals here with me, and I salute you guys for the level the level of participation that you are getting out of this and putting into it. So thank you. They're sponges. Yeah. Speaking of a great community of young professionals, I want to give a special heartfelt thanks to Casey Clark and Kyle Zagunas, who have been working and leading the young professionals for a number of years now. They're both stepping down from their roles this year to pave the way for other leaders. So, I really commend both of their commitment to developing the Fuel organization. They are a big part of the success, and I ask you all to show our appreciation for what they're doing for our... I can't see out there, but Kyle and Casey, can you stand up for a minute? Are you here? Okay. Great people. Yeah. So whether we're looking at all the future leaders here or just thinking about what we can accomplish in the coming 12 months, I'm so excited for what Michigan's credit union movement is, what we have in front of us. So before moving on, last night we had a chance to honor Dave Adams. Dave is starting the next chapter of his life, and I know Dave, and it's going to be a great chapter. So, I want to, again, recognize, because not everybody heard all the great things that were said about Dave last night, but he's been involved for nearly 4 decades in the credit union industry, and we have been a witness to the invaluable changes that he's made to the industry over the years. So I just, on behalf of all the credit union, we want to wish Dave the very best in his next chapter. But I like what we have going forward. Once Dave is gone, which is just days from now, Patty Corkery will be taking over as the new CEO of CUSG, and it'll be under dual leadership as it was once in the past. So I know my fellow board members and I have the utmost confidence that Patty's going to bring the same great leadership skills that she's exhibited in the league, and she will continue that in her new role as CEO of CUSG and the league. She's a natural at it. Patty, we are so lucky that we've got Patty. She's worked with Dave for the past couple of years to make herself comfortable in this role, and I think we're in a great position going forward. I'm very excited about what our future offers. So thank you again for allowing me to serve as the chair of the MCUL board. It's been a great pleasure to do so. I think I still have it for another year, so I might get to do this again next year. I won't be as nervous next year, I promise. So I thank you all for your hard work in our industry, making me proud to be part of such a wonderful, wonderful industry. The camaraderie and the friendship and the care that we all have for each other and for our members makes us the best industry we could be part of. So again, thank you all so very much.